Hey everyone! Welcome back to English Story Mind. It's really nice to have you here with me today. Today's topic is something many people feel nervous about, something important, and something you usually do at least once in your life. Today, we're talking about going to the bank for the first time. Maybe you need to open an account. Maybe you need a card. Maybe you need to speak with a banker. Whatever the reason, it can feel scary, especially in English. So today, I'll tell you a slow, simple story about my first experience at a bank. No stress, no rushing, just calm, clear English you can use in real life. Let's begin.
This story starts on a Monday morning. The sun was bright, but my stomach felt a little heavy. Why? Because I had to go to the bank for the first time in a long time. I needed to open a new bank account. And honestly, banks always make me a bit nervous. New forms, new questions, new rules. And in English, it feels even harder. I made myself a cup of tea, I took a deep breath, and I said, "Okay, Emma, you can do this." Around 10 a.m., I left my apartment. The streets were quiet. A few people were walking to work. A delivery truck passed by. The morning air felt cool. I held my small folder with documents, my ID, my address paper, very tightly. I didn't want to forget anything. As I walked, I kept repeating simple English sentences in my mind. "Hi, I'd like to open a bank account. What documents do you need? Can you explain that? Thank you, I'm new to this." Practicing helped me feel calmer. Finally, I arrived at the bank, a big building with tall glass doors. I took a deep breath and walked inside. Everything looked clean and quiet. There were people sitting in chairs, a security guard near the entrance, and a long counter with bank employees helping customers. A woman at the front desk smiled and said, "Hello, how can I help you today?" My heart jumped for a moment, but I smiled back and said slowly, "Hi, I'd like to open a bank account, please. It's my first time." The woman nodded kindly and said, "Of course. Do you have an ID with you?" I said, "Yes, I do." Simple, clear, and she understood me perfectly. The woman gave me a small ticket and said, "You can have a seat. Someone will call your number soon." I said, "Thank you." I sat down in the waiting area. There were other people waiting too. A man reading a newspaper, a woman looking at her phone, a teenager with headphones on. I looked at my number, A47. The screen in the front showed A45. Okay, I thought, not too long. My hands felt a little cold from nervousness, but I reminded myself, "You're doing great. You're here. You're ready." After a few minutes, I heard a soft beep. The screen changed to A47, Desk 3. "That's me," I whispered. I stood up and walked to Desk 3. A friendly man smiled at me and said, "Hi there, how can I help you today?" I smiled back. "Hi, I'd like to open a bank account. It's my first time doing this." He nodded and said, "No problem at all. I'll help you. Do you have your ID and address document?" I handed him my ID and address document. He said, "Perfect. Let's get started." I felt myself relax a little. The banker typed on his computer and asked simple questions. "What is your phone number? What is your address? Do you have an email? Are you opening a checking account, a savings account, or both? I answered everything slowly and clearly. He listened patiently. When I didn't understand something, I used simple sentences. Sorry, can you repeat that? I'm not sure what that means. Could you explain that, please? And he was happy to explain. Sometimes, when you say it's your first time, people speak more clearly and kindly. It helps a lot. After finishing the form, he smiled and said, "All right, your account is created." I felt a wave of relief. Yes, I did it. He handed me a small envelope and said, "This is your temporary card. Your permanent card will arrive in the mail." I said, "Thank you so much." Then he explained how to create a PIN number, the 4-digit code for the card. He pointed to a small machine and said, "You can enter your PIN here." I typed in a number, one I could remember easily. The machine beeped. "Great, it's set," he said. Before leaving, I asked a few simple questions. How much is the monthly fee? How do I check my balance? Is there an online app? The banker explained everything slowly. The fees, how to use the mobile app, how to deposit money, how to withdraw money, how to contact support. I nodded and said, "Thank you. That helps a lot. I really appreciate it." He smiled and said, "You're welcome. Have a great day." I walked out of the bank, feeling lighter, calmer, and proud. The sun felt warmer. The air felt cleaner. My steps felt easier. I thought, wow, I was nervous, but I did it. Using English at the bank isn't easy. There are new words, new questions, new systems. But simple English works. Polite English works. Slow English works. All you need is confidence and a few helpful phrases. Useful bank phrases. At the front desk, "Hi, I'd like to open a bank account. It's my first time. Do you need my ID?" With the banker, "Can you repeat that, please?" "I don't understand. Could you explain?" "What is the monthly fee?" "How do I check my balance?" "Do you have an app?" "Thank you, that helps." When you finish, "Thank you so much. Have a great day." Simple. Natural. Perfect for beginners. So that was my story. My first time going to the bank. And the truth is, the hardest part was just walking inside. After that, everything was easier. Remember, you don't need perfect English. You don't need big words. Just simple sentences, a calm voice, and patience. You're learning, you're growing, and you're doing great. Thank you for listening to this story today. I hope it helps you feel confident when you go to a bank in English. See you in the next lesson. Take care. Bye for now.